Hi everyone, Ben Myers back here with the first of our deck techs that we're going to use to start breaking down the deck lists from the unofficial cards tournament for April 2019. These both are my decks that I played in here. These first two in the series had some middling success in the tournament, but if you're just starting out in the game, these might work really well for you because one of the rules of the tournament was you had to make your decks with standard and limited cards only. So we'll walk through each deck that I played. One is the German-Japanese aggressive deck that you're going to see here. The next one, well, you're going to have to see that in the next video. But anyway, this is my first tournament deck that I put together here. The idea was to make it a frontline, very aggressive German-Japanese deck that's not a burn deck. This is not a burn deck. This is well, let's run through it here. We have some of our 1 credit units, but here's kind of the aggressive package here on the second screen. Panzer II-A, Panzer 35T, the 59 Panzer Grenadiers, and the 3.7 centimeter Flak 37. Each of the, well, 3 out of these 4 have Blitz, and the Panzer Grenadier is the only infantry unit in the game that can move and attack in the same turn. So get a couple of these on the battlefield and get a Type 93 behind them and just kind of go to town on the opposing HQ. If you run into some guard units or something like that, those are usually like a 5th Brigade or an 84th Engineers or Infantry Battalion from the Soviets. And that's where amphibious assault comes in, which is the order that I have up on the screen here. Destroy an enemy unit that has 3 or less attack. Even Churchills and pretty much any guard unit that an opponent's going to play that's going to get in your way with this one, the amphibious assault can chew them up. 38 Panzer 38Ts for a little bit of card draw, and then our big finisher is Blitzkrieg, which is up on the screen. Friendly units in the front line have +3 attack and operate for 1 less until end of turn. It's a limited German order for 3 credits. So even if you only have 2 or 3 units in the front line, you know, they're looking, if you've done a little bit of damage to the enemy HQ already, they're looking at 6 damage from a Panzer Grenadier or 5 from Panzer 35T just by themselves. So if you play a Blitzkrieg, you're probably going to win the game almost on the spot. The only other card draw that we have in here besides the 38Ts are Deadly Duty. And that is the destroy a friendly unit, draw 2 cards, standard Japanese order for 0 credits. So if you get a unit out there and it gets pinged once or twice and it's not all that effective anymore, give it the Deadly Duty and get 2 fresh cards into your hand. So how this one plays out for the most part, you want to see some combination of Panzer II-As, 35Ts, and maybe a Type 93 or a 4 Pioneers battalion in your opening hand. You rush up to the front line with those lighter units, give them a defensive boost with the Pioneer battalion, and then you're just trying to keep pinging away and hammering away at the HQ until you can find a Blitzkrieg to kind of seal the deal. So this one didn't do as well. There's definitely some special and elite units that make this deck really, really effective at the higher levels. First one being the 33rd Recon Regiment, which I have on the screen here. Helps with the card draw engine. I mean, you can scroll through and you can see a couple more here. Combined arms might even work in a deck like this. Let's see some other stuff. I had one other, I just passed one. The 22 Infantry Regiment is very good in these kind of decks just to keep your card draw flowing. And I mean, there's lots of upgrades. Sudden Strikes could probably even make an appearance in here. Tora, if you're facing a lot of go wide light infantry decks. And then some of the bombers here, the Aichi D3A2 for the Japanese, just because you can have a very strong front line and kind of clear the path for these bombers to get in there. And then stuff like Bombing Raid or Kota Bushido if you have a lot of planes, or many other options. And you can just kind of see as we're scrolling through, there's lots of different options for this deck that can make it a lot better. Enigma is a really big one as well. So that's one of the decks I played in the tournament, and tune in for the next one and we'll check out the deck that I had a little bit more success with in the next video. Thanks for stopping by.